Our next speaker is Philippe Gerwill, a globally recognized digitalization humanist and futurist who has spent nearly 3 decades bringing advanced technology with human-centered innovation. With deep expertise spanning AI, AR, VR, IoT, and digital transformation, he advises leading organizations worldwide on shaping ethical, empathetic, and sustainable tech futures. So please then join me as we welcome him to deliver his keynote, How AI is Shaping the Creative Process in Game Development, Mr. Philippe Gerwill.
So thank you very much for the kind introduction, and yeah, maybe it's not the first time that I'm speaking in front of gamers, but I think it's always interesting for me. I'm probably one of the oldest here. I'm 61. I'm not a gamer, but I think the future is not me. You are the future. And we have to embrace that future. And let me start with a story. I think 3-4 years ago, I was one of the first talking about healthcare metaverse, because I'm more into the healthcare business. And it was at the gaming event. And I told them, maybe close the door, because maybe the gamers are not going to like what I'm going to say. And what I said is basically that healthcare metaverse, I don't want, to talk about shooting, killing, and all that. On the other side, one of the negative things that we hear about the gamers is addiction. And if I can get the younger generation addicted to health, then I'm happy. So it depends what you call addiction, and you see it more on a positive way. The other topic, I said, I was here yesterday on the AI show. We have this perception, and even now we heard, just before, Vishal said that, we are going to lose our job with AI. So anyhow, we will have more time to play. So first of all, I disagree with that, but I'm also a dreamer, because I think we have opportunities to become better human thanks to AI. We should now focus, and I will talk also about education, we should now focus on the human skills. We should focus on critical thinking, cultural intelligence, emotional intelligence. People before on the panel touched that, that you have to understand the culture when you develop games and all that. And I think if we do that right, let AI do the rest. And let's become human again. And I think at the end, we still have humans playing games. So all this technology is, I will touch another topic, creativity. We say we're losing creativity because of AI and all that. I think the opposite. I think AI is unleashing our creativity. And again, I give you an example for me, which is maybe wrong today, because there is no slides. I have been asked yesterday, and I do no slides. I had a nice talk yesterday also without. But as an international speaker, before, when I created slides, I had to go on Google to check for pictures, if they are real or whatever. Today, I go to AI, I create my pictures, they are better. I don't have to check, for the course. It's quicker, it's better. I give the prompt, I tell the picture will better fit to what I want to say, that surfing, just on Google and checking for different pictures. And it helped me to be creative. Before, I didn't create pictures. Now I can create pictures. AI is just a tool, and I give the direction and I give the tool. So I think for gaming, now you can become more creative. Even as a player, you might start to touch even coding. You can code yourself, you can give this kind of thing. So I think it's unleashing capabilities that we didn't have before. So I don't see it as a negative. I think, again, we will have more creativity. We can become more human again, because I still think, we need that human skill in that too at the end, But again, gaming industry helped a lot to where we are today. I said it being technology, being all the... Look, when I talked about healthcare metaverse, we're still not there. We have a challenge, for example, in terms of infrastructure that I don't understand. Why we have a problem to have more users in a healthcare metaverse when the gamers are playing, millions together on the platform. So technologically, I think we should copy from there. There's a lot we have to learn from the gaming industry. Then again, if I talk about the work, I hear since years I worked in big corporation about gamification at work. It never happened. We talk, but it doesn't happen. We do this mistake that basically we separate our private life and our work life. What we do at home, what is successful, get it when we come to the corporation. So I come to that point, What is the education system as well? It's one size fits all. But we are individuals. Today, and I have a good friend here in that space as well, personalized medicine, preventative care. We are all different. In healthcare, 40% of the drugs are working. But that means not that they're not working in general. They may work on you and not on me. But it's 40% of revenue. So the industry is not really motivated to improve that, because if I improve that even to 20%, it's 20% of lost revenue. So for education and gaming is the same. We are different. We are now having the tools with AI so that you can personalize the learning. We are all learning differently. Some people have more visual, some are more hearing, some prefer to write. So we have different capabilities. And today with AI, we can cope with that. And what we forget quite often, AI is not one-way direction, it's a two-way direction. Because you use AI, you learn something, but AI is learning from you. And then it's adapting, and that's what I think we can do in terms of education. So if we mix, the gaming philosophy, the gaming capabilities, because how many people from the younger generation had to read a manual how to play a game. They start, go in, it's intuitive, you learn from it, and it's going on. You're very quick. To happen also outside of the gaming. And again, I said, I'm an older generation. I was not born with that, but I have that around me, and I see how quick the younger generation is learning, is adapting, thanks to the gaming. And I want that to become more general and not limited to gaming. So that's what I'm saying, in terms of, I think even the addiction or the health is the same, in terms of health. Because we think, the gamer, fat guy sitting in his sofa, and all that. But let's talk about e-sport. What do you think about e-sport? These are athletes. They have an eye. You have to be with the brain, with the body and everything. So I think it's a wrong perception. I think the gamers are not fit. You can be fit as a gamer. So it's the same, as another sport. And now it's becoming an Olympic discipline. There were the games in this summer in Saudi and all that. So again, for me, as the older generation, you are the future of me. We have to adapt and use that. It's not about stop it. So that's the other point when we come to regulation. And we try always to stop. We are afraid. I'm from Europe. I'm more and more in the Middle East because of that. I'm getting tired of Europe. Europe is stopping everything. The first step is always, I stop. Here, you sit at the table, they talk together, and they do the best for the country. The example in the UAE is, since September, they are teaching AI in the kindergarten. And of course it's a challenge, because maybe the teachers are not ready. But in Europe, they would talk 10 years before starting. You have to train the teachers for 10 years, and then you can bring it to the school. And you miss the train. I was also now, I'm not so happy, I'm disappointed about what just happened in Australia. That they forbid now the kids to use social media. This is the wrong policy, especially for me, for the younger generation. What do you do if they forbid something to you? You are even more motivated to do it. You try to find a workaround and all that. So I think rather than stopping, we have to learn to live with it. I'm not saying that everything in social media is nice, no, but we have to learn to live with it and to regulate it in a, let's say, dynamic and not just policy forbidden kind of things, So again, I think there are big opportunities to go in that direction. But what we don't do enough is really thinking differently. we try to do iterations. We have something today, which honestly, I'm not proud about what my generation did. I feel responsible for the, sorry to say, for the shit that we are handing over to the younger generation. And then people tell me, no, not you. No, not me more than another. But if everybody says not me, then we do nothing. So I believe a lot in the younger generation. And again, what is a younger generation? They grew up with the games. They are gamers. And I have amazing talents around me, 15, 16 years old. Honestly, I'm getting challenged by them, and I love that. Because, there is big hope. Not everything is wrong, in terms of game. I honestly, I tell you again, I feel more wrong than what is happening today. But, we have to change that mindset and embrace, and being next to you to support you. But support you doesn't mean direction. I just tell you what you should do is listening and understanding and being open-minded to see a different approach, a different generation for something that we failed. We failed in many things. And again, I'm not talking just now politics or whatever. Take the example of basically many things we have done at work, in healthcare, whatever. We talk, for example, a lot about standardization. We tried for years standardization. How long are we going to continue to try standardization? Are we going to be better in the next 10 years in standardization? So I think with the new technology and AI being one of that, we can put a layer on top of it rather than trying to start at the bottom and standardize everything. Because on the other side, we are also sometimes naive. When we think about standardization, some companies don't want to talk to each other in terms of technology. It's by design. They protect their brand, they protect their technology. So if I go to healthcare, who can ensure to me that, for example, in a hospital, a Siemens machine wants to talk to the General Electric equipment? By design, they don't want because they compete. So Siemens wants to sell Siemens and General Electric wants to sell General Electric, and the same for Philips. So we are sometimes naive, in believing in that. So I think if you want to have interaction and interoperability, we put something above that, and you don't have to standardize from the bottom. So, of course, AI is an opportunity. We are also at the same time at the blockchain conference. Blockchain is another example which can put a layer above and basically ignore that standardization at the bottom. So that's what I'm saying, we have today technology that enables us to do differently. We have to think differently. We have to think out of the box. And again, I'm happy to see, the younger generation here too, because you are the future and you are growing up in a different mindset with different technologies. And the mistake that we do, our generation, is saying, we are right, you are wrong. I think it's the opposite. We were wrong. We failed. So let's try something else. So again, I don't want to talk much more like that, but we still have 2 minutes. So if there's anybody who has a question, I'm open. Any question you want, I'm here to answer. So who has a question? I come down, there's no... We are together, it's not me on stage and you are... No.
So you touched on the topic of health. We know the games make people sit for all the time. So they're becoming unhealthier and unhealthier. It's addictive. It's a good business. But at the same time, how can you make them healthier when they want to play games same time?
So thank you. Very good question. And I will tell another story. 2 years ago, I was at the World Economic Forum in Davos, and I was on a panel. It was a crypto event, and I was on a panel about play to earn. And my topic was health to earn. So we can use the same to motivate, to nudge people, to be healthy. And I know you, of course. And you know, what are you doing actually? What is running now this week? You know, you are running a competition on your app where people can win 1 gram of gold if they are healthy, doing the steps and all that. So I think, you know, this competition, this health, you're already using it, you know, to motivate people. And that's what I said before when I started, you know. If you get addicted to health, I'm happy. So how to, you know, to incentivize you to be healthy, to move, to do the right thing, it's a game. So I think rather than thinking about the negative side of the game, you can use it in a positive way and actually you do it yourself.